Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Namaste to all gadgeted officers, doctors, surgeons, IS, IPS. Success in life is just like understanding the human body. It comes layer by layer. Just as the gastrointestinal tract has its own complex layers, every effort you make builds another strong layer of your knowledge and career. So never stop learning because every small effort counts in achieving your big dream. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, gastrointestinal tract part 9, we are going to explore the layers of gastrointestinal tract, stomach and its specialized cells like chief cells, Paneth cells, etc., layers of the small intestines and their secretion, intestinal glands, and the important Meissner's and Auerbach's plexus of the enteric nervous system. We will also cover the portal systems, arterial supply, venous drainage, lymphatic intervention. So this is going to be a complete detailed discussion. So watch till the end. My dear aspirants, my dear doctors, surgeons, IPS, remember just like the enteric nervous system keeps our digestive tract active even without external commands. Your inner drive will always push you towards success. Your inner drive will always push you towards success as long as you keep believing in yourself. Stay consistent, stay motivated, and never stop adding new layers of knowledge. Many more English grammar series and detailed biology lectures are on the way. So stay connected, keep learning, and keep moving closer to your goal. So, all the best for your exam and your journey ahead. So, I'm going to start gastrointestinal tract part 9, in which we are going to learn about the layers of gastrointestinal tract. So, gastrointestinal tract system can be broken up in different ways. Here it is broken up: upper digestive tract, middle digestive tract, lower digestive tract. So, upper digestive tract consists of oral cavity, parotid gland, some mandibular gland, sublingual gland, and oropharynx. In all everything I have explained in my previous videos, so kindly watch that videos. Now, middle digestive tract, including the esophagus, stomach, and proximal duodenum. Middle digestive tract consists of esophagus, stomach, and proximal duodenum, which is a part of a small intestine. Lower digestive tract, including the small and large intestine and anal canal, and the accessory organ, which includes the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. So there are four highly specialized layers in the wall of gastrointestinal tract. The layers differ from the length of the gastrointestinal tract, each having a different role, each having a different function. So the key function involves, the important function involved, the layers present in the gastrointestinal tracts are digestion and absorption of nutrients. Digestion of nutrients, whatever the fat, carbohydrate, protein we are consuming, and it is completely digested in the small intestine and absorbed through blood vessel and lymph and transported to the different body parts. To with the help of that, we will do all important function of our daily life. It also help in excretion of digested waste products in the form of feces, etc. So layers of the gastrointestinal tracts are mucosa, submucosa, muscularis propria, serosa, or adventitia. Mucosa consists of epithelium, lamina propria, muscularis mucosa. Mucosa consists of E for epithelium, L for lamina propria, and M for muscularis mucosa. Submucosa, there is a presence of Meissner submucosa plexus. Meissner submucosa plexus. Muscularis propria consists of circular muscle, that is a Auerbach's or Enteric plexus longitudinal muscle. Next, last here is the serosa or adventitia outside layer. So, submucosa consists of Meissner plexus and muscularis propria consists of Auerbach's or Enteric plexus. Meissner submucosa, muscularis Enteric or Beck's plexus. So it is an image of a human gut, esophagus, and then a stomach, and it's given about the image, the detailed illustration comparing the layers of the small intestine 4 years and esophagus also mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, adventitia or serosa in the wall of esophagus in the stomach. So it is about the esophagus and it is about the stomach. So in the presence of lamina propria is there, muscularis muscosa is there, blood vessel, submucosa gland with duct and Meissner plexus are present. So in the it is the image of an esophagus. Then it is an image of stomach, gastric pH is there, mucosa layer is there, muscularis mucosa is present, submucosa layer is present, muscularis externa is present, and serosa layer is present. Presence of visceral peritoneum connective tissue, which we have learned in the previous video, and there is a presence of mucous neck cell, parietal cell, chief cell, endocrine cell in the stomach. Parietal cell, chief cell, endocrine cell. So key points to remember, but there are four layers to the gastrointestinal tract: the mucosa, submucosa, muscularis propria, and the either presence of serosa or adventitia. Mucosa, submucosa, muscularis propria, and the either serosa or adventitia. So organs that are intraperitoneal and move freely. Intraperitoneal means that object which move freely, which movements are freely, which move freely. Have serosa, have serosa. Whereas fixed structures which are fixed in fixed structure are called retroperitoneal and have adventitia layer. Intraperitoneal means fixed. Intraperitoneal means moved freely. Intraperitoneal moved freely. Have serosa layer. Fixed structure, retroperitoneal. Retro fixed structure. Have adventitia. It is very important point. Kindly note down. The four layers have different characteristics throughout the gastrointestinal tract with the function of each section. So organ located with the peritoneal cavity and then can move freely have a serosa. A smooth outer layer that help in reducing friction and help in movement also. In contrast, fixed organs situated behind the peritoneum, acidic layer of mesothelial cell. So fixed organ which are present behind the peritoneum are known as retroperitoneal structures and are covered by adventitia. Adventitia is an outermost layer. Serosa is also an outermost layer. So serosa help in reducing friction and facilitating movement present in the organ peritoneal cavity that can move freely. And adventitia present in the fixed organ situated behind the peritoneum, which is called retroperitoneal structures. So these are the adventitia is an outermost layer of ordinary connective tissue that secure them to surrounding, that protect them to surrounding structures. So both serosa and adventitia represent the outermost layer of gastrointestinal tract. Points should be noted, my dear aspirants. Serosa and adventitia represent the outermost layer of the gastrointestinal tract, either serosa or adventitia. Serosa present in the case of intraperitoneal means serosa, freely means organ are intraperitoneal, move freely. Adventitia, retroperitoneal, fixed. D, adventitia, fixed. D, fixed. So layers are mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, and vary along with the tract to support the different function of each section. Now, difference between the serosa versus adventitia. So serosa is a smooth serous membrane that is continuous with the peritoneum, consisting of mesothelium and connective tissue. So serosa location found on organ that are intraperitoneal, which within the peritoneal cavity and are mobile, are able to move. It is not fixed. It is present within the peritoneal cavity. So intraperitoneal organ. So these are present example are stomach, liver, and most of the intestine parts. So image is given. Intraperitoneum organ, jejunum, part of a small intestine. So intraperitoneum, which is present within the peritoneal cavity and are able to are mobile. So help in lubrication, to lubricating, consists of lubricating fluid, secretes lubricating fluid to reduce friction and allow for smooth movement of the organ. So it's present in stomach. Points should be noted. It is present in stomach, liver, and most of the intestine. Stomach, liver, and most of the intestine, there is a presence of outermost layer, that is serosa. Now, adventitia, location found on organs that are fixed to surrounding tissue and are called fixed to surrounding tissue that are called retroperitoneal organs. So retroperitoneal organs are a layer of ordinary connective tissue which are rich in collagen and elastin fibers. So retroperitoneal organs are are fixed in position. So they are rich in collagen and elastic fibers covered with layer of connective tissue that bends into adjacent tissue. So its important function is to provide attachment. It provides attachment. This layer of gastrointestinal tract in adventitia present in these organs, retroperitoneal organs. So it provides attachment and stability, securing the organ to the surrounding anatomical structure by providing attachment and stability. So the retroperitoneal organ, which consists of adventitia, outermost layer present in human heart aorta, then it is present in your kidneys and most of the duodenum, and also present in the duodenum part of a small intestine. Duodenum part of a small intestine, presence of adventitia. So there are variation in four layers: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis, and serosa adventitia, outermost layer. So we have learned about the serosa as serosa, stomach, liver, most of the intestine, and then adventitia, which is a peritoneal fixed organ. It is present in your human heart, aorta, kidneys, and duodenum part of a small intestine. Mucosa is innermost layer responsible for absorption and secretion. The main function of the mucosa layer of a gastrointestinal tract is absorption and secretion. Submucosa is a layer of connective tissue beneath the mucosa. Muscularis contain smooth muscle, as a word suggests, muscularis. It is consists of smooth muscle for peristaltic movement, wave-like movement for propulsion, and the entry of food and the forwarding the food to the forward direction. So muscularis contain smooth muscle for peristaltic movement. Serosa and adventitia, which is the outermost layer of gastrointestinal tract. So these are four layers. So outer layer of gastrointestinal tract is a serosa, which is present in visceral peritoneum. It is present in serosa is present in visceral peritoneum, in intraperitoneum, within the peritoneal cavity, so like stomach, small intestine, and in your large intestine portion is transverse or sigmoid colon. So serosa present in large intestine part, and that part is transverse or sigmoid colon. So how to remember that? Serosa S, present in stomach S, small intestine S, transverse or sigmoid colon of large intestine S, sigmoid colon. So it helps in reducing friction because it secretes lubricating products which reduces friction. Conversely, in retroperitoneal, behind the peritoneum areas such as in your esophagus, ascending colon of large intestine, descending colon of large intestine, and anal canal. So these outer layer is adventitia. In your kidney also there is a adventitia, a fibrous layer that helps anchor the organ, connect the organ to the surrounding structure. So provide support also. So serosa is mostly present in S, stomach, first part of duodenum, all of the small intestine, cecum, and appendix. Appendix is your vestigial organ. The transverse and sigmoid colon, parts of the rectum. So there is a presence of serosa, parts of the rectum. Adventitia is present in the oral cavity, the esophagus, the parolus of the stomach, ascending colon, descending colon, anal canal, and parts of the rectum. So adventitia function is to provide support because it is fixed in position, retroperitoneals. So serosa is formed of a smooth membrane with a layer of mesothelial cell, secretes lubricating fluids covering organs in the peritoneal cavity which help it to move. It allow it for movements. Adventitia is a fibrous connective tissue layer that blend with surrounding structures, help in anchoring or connecting, support retroporeal organs, and providing support, providing connection. It is a gastrointestinal esophagus, stomach, small intestine, stomach, large intestine. Layers are given: mucosa, epithelium, lamina propria, submucosa, adventitia in esophagus. Then mucosa layers in stomach image, epithelium, lamina propria, muscularis, mucosa. These three are parts of mucosa. Submucosa, muscularis externa, serosa in stomach. Serosa in stomach, SSS, serosa. small intestine and large intestine. So a small intestine, mostly the small intestine, all of the small intestine, SS, serosa. So mucosa form the innermost layer of the tract. Its three layers consist of epithelium, lamina propria, muscularis, mucosa. So throughout the gastrointestinal tracts, the four layers. In the first layer, mucosa in the innermost layer of the tract. So it in cases it consists of lumen also and comes into direct contact with chyme, digested food from stomach. So three layers of the mucosa is epithelium, the innermost layer forming a thin membrane where the majority of digestion, absorption, and secretion occurs in the epithelium layer of mucosa. Lamina propria is a layer of connective tissue that lies within the mucosa, providing vascularization. Blood vessels are there, and lymphoid drainage is also to the epithelium. So the nutrients absorbed pass into the capillaries in this layer. So lamina propria main function is to absorb the nutrients and pass into the capillaries in this layer. Epithelium function is the majority of the digestion in the mucosal layer of epithelium and secretion occur. Lamina propria fill of blood vessels and lymphoid drainage to the epithelium, and nutrients absorbed after digestion. The nutrients are absorbed, pass into the blood capillaries in the lamina propria of mucosal layer. Now, next one is the muscularis mucosae. Muscularis mucosae is a very thin double layer of smooth muscle that allows for local peristalsis and catastasis, means catastrophic and digestive effect also. So it is an image of, you can see the image, epithelium, lamina propria, muscularis, mucosa. Muscularis mucosa consists of double layer of smooth muscle that allow for local peristaltic movement, means movement of food with constriction and relaxation. Lamina propria consists of blood vessel and help in lymphoid drainage, and nutrients absorbed passed into the blood capillaries in this layer. So mucosa, and these are the layers. Then mucosa is another name for mucous membrane. So mucosa line the inside of organs and cavities throughout your body. So it is present throughout your body, lining the inside of organ and cavities throughout your body, and that it is exposed to particle from the outside. The mucous membrane lubricates and protect all the organs in which it is a present mucosa and cavities from abrasive particles from outside, dangerous particles and bodily fluids also, as well as invasive pathogen, bacteria, virus, etc. So mucous membrane provides lubrication and protect different organs from different types of pathogens. So in our body, we have 200 times more mucosa than skin. So we are thinking that skin have more mucosa. No. In our body, there are 200 times more mucosa than skin, making it your body's largest protective barrier. So physical barrier, the primary barrier is a mucosa, which protects our body from different types of abrasive particles, bodily fluids, and unwanted pathogen like bacteria, virus, etc. So function of mucosa is main function is to provide immune system, protect your body to immune system. It provides a barriers against foreign particles. It captures them in its sticky, mucosa is sticky, so it clears them out. Immune cell and natural antibiotics in the mucus defend against different types of pathogen, help in fending against different types of pathogen, because immune cell and natural antibiotics present in the mucus. So it also provide lubrication, which help to protect your body against different types of injury. In your stomach and bladder, urinary bladder, in your stomach and in your urinary bladder, mucosal layer is there. So it protects from abrasive effects of your own body, stomach acid and urine. So stomach, there is a presence of hydrochloric acid. So mucus function is to protect its acidity from hydrochloric acid in stomach. In urinary bladder, urine is there. So it also protect the urinary bladder from urine effect. In your uterus also mucosa called the endometrium, which thickens to protect new eggs and sets to clear out unfertilized eggs during menstruation. So in uterus also, the mucosa called endometrium, which always thickens to protect new eggs for pregnancy. And if it is not, if the woman is not pregnant, then it sets to clear out unfertilized egg in the form of bleeding during menstruation. In some places, the mucosa also absorb, for example, it helps break down odors in your nose and nutrients in your digestive system. So mucosa membrane is present throughout your body, in your digestive system, in your respiratory system, reproductive system. Very important point. Mucosa membrane, mucus is present throughout your body, in your digestive system, in your respiratory system, in your reproductive system, as well as your sensory organs. So body cavities with mucous membrane include nostril, mouth, throat, ears, genital, anus. Hollow organs with mucosa include Hollow organs include esophagus, lungs, stomach, intestine, bladder, uterus. Esophagus, in your lungs, there is a mucosa. In stomach also, there is a mucosa. Intestine also, there is a mucous secretion is there. Urinary bladder is also there. In uterus also, there is a mucous secretion is there. So it is an image of small intestine, presence of goblet cell, lacteal cell in the mucosa, intestinal crypts, epithelial cell with breast border called microvilli, submucosa layer and muscularis. So serosa, submucosa, mucosa, muscularis, layers of alimentary canal. So mucosa, submucosa, muscle layers and serosa. It is an image of stomach. So lacteals and goblet cell, what is the function in the small intestine? Lacteal, we have understood this function is lymphatic vessel which is located within the finger-like projection of the small intestine. Lacteal, look at the image. It is a present within the villi, which is a finger. Villi is a finger-like projection, as we know very well. So it function is to lacteal, lipid, absorb dietary fats and fat-soluble vitamins. So lacteal function is to absorb fats and fat-soluble vitamins, which are then transported to lymphatic system, Appearance of lacteals when it come into function in your body, when you eat anything, lacteals appear milky white due to the presence of, when you eat any fatty products, after eating fatty products, this lacteal which is present within the villi, in your villi, it appears milky white due to the presence of fat globules in their lymph, a substance known as chyle. Very important point. When lacteal appear within the small intestine and get activated to do its function, when you eat any fat products, lacteal appear milky white due to the fat globules. Fat globules, because the lacteal is to function is to absorption of dietary fats, fat soluble vitamins, and then it transport into the lymphatic system. So that fat globules in the lymph is known as a chyle. Chyme is semi-digested food in the stomach. Then kindly note down, chyle is the presence of fat globules in the lymph. Chyle. Chyme in small intestine, chyle in lacteals, fat globules in the lymph, small intestine. Now goblet cell. Goblet cell is the primary function of goblet cell is to synthesize and secrete mucus, which is composed of mucin glycoprotein. So primary function of goblet cell is to secrete mucus, which is composed of mucin glycoprotein. So it function as a role in barrier, a protecting barrier that defends the intestinal epithelium from damage which is caused by bacteria and other potentially harmful luminal substances. Goblet cell also plays an important function as an antigen importers, means help to maintain intestinal homeostasis and regulate innate immune function. Goblet cell, very important point, it helps to regulate your innate immune function by sampling the luminal environment. So goblet cell plays important role in regulating your innate immune function. It also, goblet cell secretion can be stimulated by neurotransmitter, and that secretion, a neurotransmitter name is acetylcholine. Very important point again. Goblet cell secretion can be stimulated by neurotransmitter, and the name of the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, which leading to mucus release, formation of glycocalyx permittive gaps, then transfer luminal antigen to immune cells and provide innate immunity. So it is stimulated by neurotransmitter name is acetylcholine, and which leading to mucus release, and then mucus release help in the formation of gap, and the name of that gap is glycocalyx permittive gaps, and then it transfer to the luminal antigen to immune cell and making your immune innate immunity strong. So it is a presence of goblet cell. So crypts of small intestine is also present, which is also called crypt of Leverkusen. So it is a crypt of Leverkusen, or a small pit-like invagination on the surface of intestinal linings, crypts of Leverkusen. So it is present on the surface of lining, capillary or goblet set, crypt. Intestinal crypt. Look at image, intestinal crypt. So intestinal crypts are liver cone, a small pit-like in invagination on the surface of intestinal linings. So crypts serve as a source of stem cell. Very important point. This crypt acts as a source of a stem cell which continuously proliferate to produce new cell. What is the function of a stem cell? With the help of a stem cell, we can create any new cell. So, crypt of small intestine is known as a crypt of Limbacoon, which is a small pit-like. It is a small pit-like invagination on the surface of intestinal lining. So is this crypt serve as a source of a stem cell which continuously proliferate to produce new epithelial cell that migrate up the villi to replace older cell. So it help to replace older cell because it consists of a stem cell. Beside stem cell, crypt also has another cell, including Paneth cell at their base. Very important cell, crypt of Limmerkuhn present in the small intestine. It consists of a stem cell which help in the formation of new epithelial cell and migrate up to villi to produce new cell, or to remove older cell and to make new epithelial cell. Other function of this intestinal crypt or crypt of Limbacoon is to house other specialized cell, including Paneth cell at their base. So goblet cell, as we know about the goblet cell present within the crypts, act as a guardian, secreting mucus to flush out bacteria and maintain the protective mucus layer, which is important for intestinal health. So it is the image of absorptive surface of a small intestine. The villi is a circular fold is there, and microvilli image is given. Brush border. So what condition and disorder affect the mucosa? Mucosa is designed to defend against abrasion in many type of infection that sometimes can breach its defenses. So virus, fungi, bacteria can cause mucosal diseases in your mouth and in your genital also, and in your gastrointestinal tracts. So whatever the area there is a presence of mucosa, they are get infected by viruses, fungi, and bacteria also. So, in infection, mucosal disease include oral and genital herpes, oral thrush, genital yeast infection, genital oral lichen planus, oral bullous pemphigoids, oral pemphigosus, mouth sore, mononucleosis, oropharyngeal infection, HPV, herpyloma, papillomavirus infection, hand and foot and mouth disease, H. pylori infection. When sometime it comes to your breaches your mucosa, it produces an immune response. So this is what happen when your respiratory system produce excess mucus. Your respiratory system start producing extra mucus to fight a cold. If you get a cold or any allergen is affected you. So your respiratory system start making extra mucus. So it is what happening when your organs become inflamed, means inflammation happen in your body. So inflammation is a healthy response. Very important point, inflammation is a healthy response to infection and any injury because it can produce uncomfortable symptoms. Now, inflammatory condition of the mucosa includes gastric cystic, cervix cystic, cholecystic, esophagitis, bronchitis, sinusitis, gastroenteritis, proctitis, Zollinger-Ellison syndromes, peptic ulcer disease, asthma also, leukoplakia, sometimes some autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease means cell is destroying own cell, self cell. So it produces an inappropriate immune response in the mucosa. So they cause your body to attack your own healthy cell as pathogen. So it is called sometimes mucosa also get autoimmune problem leading to chronic inflammation. So example affecting the mucosa includes celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, Behçet disease, autoimmune pancreatitis, autoimmune hepatitis. Some diseases are there that cause your mucosa to malfunction. Some problem also occur which causes your mucosa to malfunction include endometriosis. Endometriosis means it causes the uterine mucosa. There is a presence of mucosa in female uterus, so it causes the uterine mucosa to grow outside of your uterus. That is a endometriosis. Next one is cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a disease that cause your respiratory mucosa to thicken and clog airways. The next one is the Sjorgen syndromes, which is an autoimmune disease. Sjorgen disease is an autoimmune disease that attack the mucus secreting glands in your mucosa and leading to dryness. Next is rectal prolapse, a disease in which the mucus lining of the rectum slip out of your anus. So submucosa is a layer of loose connective tissue contain larger blood vessel, nerves, mucus secreting glands and nerves. Submucosal and enteric nerve plexi are located in this layer, bordering the surface of inner muscularis layer. Submucosa. So submucosa we have understood. So submucosa is a layer between the mucosa and the inner muscularis layer. So inner muscularis layer is muscularis propria. Inner muscularis layer is muscularis propria. Submucosa, plexus, muscularis propria. Musculari propria, inner muscular layer. So submucosa is a layer located between the mucosa and inner muscularis layer, which is called musculari propria. Where the submucosa Meissner, in submucosa there is a presence of Meissner plexus along with enteric nervous system, which also called Meindrick plexus. Very important point. Submucosa is a layer located between the mucosa and the inner muscularis layer called muscularis propria, where the submucosa Meissner plexus is found along with the enteric nervous system, which is also in enteric nervous system, also include Meindrick plexus. Meindrick plexus. Meindrick plexus located in image submucosa plexus. Meindrick plexus. There is a presence of enteric nervous system which is also include Meindrick plexus. Parasympathetic efferent, sympathetic efferent, longitudinal muscle layer, ciliary muscle layer, and it is a villi of small intestine, introcyte cell, intestinal lumen. So submucosal layer is a made up of loose connective tissue that is sandwiched between the outermost layer of mucosa and the next muscularis layer. It is between the mucosa and submuscularis layer. Submucosa plexus is Meissner plexus. This is network of neuron. Submucosa plexus is called Meissner plexus. Meissner plexus present in the submucosa, which is located, it is a network of neurons. Clear? Network of neuron in submucosa layer is called Meissner plexus, which is located within the submucosa, which is close to the inner surface of muscularis layer, which is also called muscularis propria. So function of Meissner plexus is submucosa plexus, which is a component of enteric nervous system, is responsible for interverting the mucosa, sending the signal to the mucosa with the help of neuron, because it is consist of network of neurons. So sending the impulses to the mucosa. Enteric nervous system is a vast network of neurons present in your gastrointestinal tract that coordinates digestive function, including motility and secretion. So, enteric nervous system is present in your gastrointestinal system, gastrointestinal tract, but which help in digestion, which including motility and secretion of different types of digestive glands, enzymes, etc. Now about the muscularis layers, which is present between the after the submucosa, is called also known as muscularis propria. Also known as a muscularis propria. This layer is composed of inner circular muscle, outer longitudinal muscle. So it is measure of circular muscle, inner. Look at an image, inner circular muscle, outer longitudinal muscle. So the submucosa lies on the inner surface of this muscle layer. Very important point, submucosa lie on the inner surface of muscularis layer. Submucosa layer is lies on the inner surface of muscularis layers, and inner surface is made up of circular muscular layer. So enteric nerve plexus that border the surface of inner muscularis layer is called submucosal plexus, or also called Meissner plexus. Very important point. Enteric nerve plexus thus border the surface of inner muscularis layer. Inner muscularis layer also called Meissner plexus. It is located within the submucosal layer of gastrointestinal layer, directly beneath the mucosa layer and on the inner surface of muscularis external layer. So submucosa plexus is found in the submucosa layer, which is made up of dense irregular connective tissue. So sub-Meissner plexus function is to control secretion and other function within the mucosa lining of the gastrointestinal tract. So it is a part of components of enteric nervous system is along with mesenteric plexus, which lies between the mesenteric plexus. Look at the image, which lies between the muscle layers, longitudinal muscle layer, and then ciliary muscle layer. There is a presence of mesenteric plexus, which lies between the muscle layer. The submucosa plexus is a crucial part of enteric nervous system, often called brain of the gut. So there is a presence of many neurons in the gastrointestinal tract, that is known as the enteric nervous system. So no need to confuse with the mesenteric plexus. So mesenteric plexus is a network of nerves located in the inner circular and outer longitudinal muscle layer of the digestive tract, controls the coordination of this muscle to produce peristaltic movement, the wave-like muscle contraction that help the food to move through the digestive system. So mesenteric plexus is present. Mesenteric plexus Mesenteric plexus is present between the inner circular muscle layer and longitudinal muscular layers. It is present in the submucosal layer, and its function is to peristaltic movements, and it help the food move toward the digestive system. So how peristaltic works? A food bolus or stage within the intestine stimulates food bolus coming from your esophagus to the stomach, and then a chyme in the small stomach. Say food bolus or a stretch within the intestine stimulate sensory nerves in the mesenteric plexus. When this movement take place, peristaltic movement take place, so there is a brain signal is also is required. So it is given by the meningeal plexus, sensory nerves in the meningeal plexus. So this plexus send signal to the smooth muscle layers to do the peristaltic movement, and so that the movement of food take place in your in your gastrointestinal tracts. So it helps the contraction and relaxation. Meningeal plexus provide the sensory nerve signal. The circular muscle just before the bolus contract, bolus from the esophagus, and the longitudinal muscle in the same area relax, pushing the food forward. Receiving segment simultaneously, the circular muscle just beyond the bolus relax and the longitudinal muscle contract, widening the shortening the tube to receive the food. So in this way, propulsion take place, contraction and relaxation take place, and the move forward towards the esophagus to the small intestine, to the from your esophagus to the stomach. So propulsion, this coordinated action creates a propulsive wave-like movement that is called peristaltic, which moves the food along the entire digestive tract. So there is a presence of meningeal plexus, which is made up of many sensory nerves, which helps in to provide signals with and gives peristaltic movement to start. The meningeal plexus role is the part of enteric nervous system and intrinsic nervous system that can function independently but is regulated by your autonomic nervous system. Very important point. Meningeal plexus role, just you know that it helps to provide the made up of many sensory neurons, and it helps to give peristaltic movement so that the food from your esophagus transfer to the rest remaining part of the gastrointestinal tract. It provides signals, sensory signals. So meningeal plexus role is part of enteric nervous system, which is a part of your autonomic nervous system. So it provides the motor intervention to the muscle coat of hollow organs. Directly, it causes the muscle movement which is required for peristaltic movement. So it intricate, it has network of neurons. Meningeal plexus has network of neurons because it is a part of enteric nervous system, including interneurons, motor neurons, which ensure the proper sequence of contraction and relaxation in the muscle layers and help the food to move towards your throughout your digestive tract. So the next layer is muscularis propria, consists of two muscle layer which we have learned. The muscle within the inner layer is arranged in circular fashion. It is present in a circular fashion, while the outer layer is arranged in lengthwise longitudinal fashion. We have seen in previous slide image of this. So in the stomach, there is a third oblique arranged layer. Between the inner layer and the outer layer, the meningeal plexus is present in stomach. Very important point, in your stomach, there is a one extra layer, inner layer and outer layer. Meningeal plexus is present. We have seen the image, meningeal plexus. Meningeal plexus in conjunction with the two layers, outer and inner layers, helps, provides peristaltic movement of food, contraction and relaxation of foods with the help of meningeal plexus, which is a set of enteric nervous system, set of sensory neurons, which is a part of autonomic nervous system. The muscular layer differ, these muscularis propria layers differ in thickness along the tract. It is thicker in the muscularis propria layer is thicker in the large intestine because large intestine require more force to propel your feces outside it, which helps in the excretion, egestion in the form of feces. So the muscularis propria is thick in the large intestines. It is also thick in the pyrolus part of a stomach to form the pyrolic sphincter, which allows for the controlled release of chyme into the small intestine. Two important point, it should be noted, muscularis propria is thick in large intestine because to propel fecal matter, it is thick in pyrolus of a stomach to form the pyrolic sphincter, which allows for the controlled release of chyme into the small intestine. So it is thin in muscularis propria is thin in a small intestine thin in small intestine, as chyme is more liquid and require less peristaltic force. Very important point. Now, next last layer is a serosa. Outermost layer is serosa or adventitia. Serosa covers intraperitoneal structures and continues with the parietal peritoneum, and it is thin and consists of serosa double wall of simple squamous epithelium. Tissue present in serosa is double layer of simple squamous epithelium. Adventitia covers retroperitoneal structure, and adventitia made up of fibrous connective tissue which help to fix the organ in place. So serosa and adventitia outermost layer contain blood vessel, nerves and lymphatic vessel. Very important point. Serosa or adventitia both contain blood vessel, nerves and lymphatics. Now Meissner plexus, which is present in submucosal plexus, and Auerbach plexus, Enteric plexus. No need to confuse with this. Meissner plexus is called submucosal plexus, is located in the submucosa of gastrointestinal tract, controlling local secretion, absorption, and blood flow. While the Auerbach plexus, which is also called Enteric plexus, is situated between the muscle layer of muscularis externa and its main important function is to regulate gut movement and peristaltic. So both are key component of which nervous system? Enteric nervous system, which can function autonomously but also receive input from central nervous system to coordinate complex digestive function. So Meissner plexus, which is called submucosal plexus, or back plexus, which is called Enteric plexus, both are part of enteric nervous system, which are part of autonomic nervous system, and it also receive input from your central nervous system to coordinate all the complex digestive function, digestion. So medullary plexus submucosal plexus found in the submucosa. A layer of submucosa is a layer of connective tissue located between the mucosa, inner lining, and muscularis externa. Its primary function is to control secretion from the mucosa, regulates local blood flow, manage local absorption of nutrients, and it helps in maintaining the configuration of luminal surface. Now, Auerbach plexus is also called Enteric plexus. It is present between the inner circular and outer longitudinal muscle layer of muscularis externa. Primary function to provide motor control of the gut, stomach, small intestine. It regulates the peristaltic movement and intensity of muscle activity in the gut well. It also plays important role in preventing sphincter muscles such as pyrolic sphincter muscle. So there is a both plexus. Plexus name is Meissner plexus. Meissner plexus present in the mucosa and muscularis externa found in the submucosa. Meissner plexus, submucosal plexus. Auerbach plexus, Meissner plexus present in the muscularis externa. So Meissner plexus, Enteric plexus, both plexus, Meissner, Enteric plexus, along with other nerve cell form the enteric nervous system. Enteric nervous system is often called your second brain because reason of saying enteric nervous system second brain, because it's control all your body digestive function independently of the central nervous system. However, it also receive input from autonomic nervous system, allowing for communication with the central and enteric nervous system and coordination of different type of digestive process. So it receive enteric nervous system also receive input from autonomic nervous system, and it also get the communication between the central nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and this way the coordination of your digestion in your body take place. So enteric nervous system has two main parts. The other beginning being the Enteric plexus or back plexus from the esophagus to the rectum. So it is embedded in the wall of the digestive tract. It is a muscular layer of hollow digestive organ. It is sandwiched between the inner circular and outer longitudinal muscle layers. Enteric nervous system is present in the muscular layer of your hollow digestive organs, It is present between the inner circular and outer longitudinal muscle layer. It has two main parts. First one is the Meissner plexus, Auerbach plexus, from the esophagus to the rectum. So, structure the Auerbach's plexus histology is still not completely understood. Meissner ganglia and the nerves that emerge from them make up the plexus. So, it has inhibitory and activative neurons make up the Meissner neurons. As neurotransmitter transmission secretion is at acetylcholine, which help in activating neurons to excite the smooth muscle of hollow organs, while there is a presence of nitric oxide is used by the inhibitory neuron to suppress muscular activity. Nitric oxide to suppress muscular activities. So between the intestine, outer longitudinal and inner circular muscles here, there is a presence of mesenteric plexus, which help in regulating motility along the gastrointestinal tract by provoking this muscle. There is a flow of blood and lymphatic also in the, which is gastrointestinal system blood supply is followed by that of mesenteric plexus, or mesenteric plexus is also called Auerbach plexus. The foregut receive blood from the celiac artery. Foregut receive blood from the celiac artery. Alternately, the superior and inferior mesenteric arteries respectively supply blood to the midgut and the hindgut. Unlike the capillaries serving the other layers of the gut also, the capillaries supplying the mesenteric layer are peculiarly non-fenestrated. Means it is not only get the blood supply from the capillaries. It get the supply from the blood capillaries to the other parts of the digestive tracts. So there is a enteric nervous system, which is the largest group of autonomic nervous system, which include the mesenteric plexus as a branch. There is a presence of dorsal motor nucleus, derived vagal efferent are the primary stimulation of intervention. So vagus nerves I have explained in the previous video. There is a presence of pelvic splenic nerves also, which provide intervention to the mesenteric plexus. So these neurons don't directly innervate the muscle, don't directly connect with the muscle, send messages to the muscle. Instead, they create terminals in the mesenteric plexus that resemble beads in a necklace. It's resemble like a beads in a necklace. Some many signals are coming, so it resemble like a beads in a necklace. Additionally, entrance cholinergic and nitrogeneric neurons also present that help in the peristaltic movement in the mesenteric plexus. The name is the intrinsic cholinergic and nitrogeneric neurons are also present. Now, next about that function. Mesenteric plexus main job is to trigger the peristaltic movement of the gut. And its series of muscular contraction, peristaltic movement take and help in the passage of food through the digestive tract. And mechanical stimuli or food induced physical distension of organs wall can cause the peristaltic reflex, which is also called mesenteric reflex. But the response is constant and managed by the this response is managed and constrained by mesenteric plexus. There is some condition when there is a problem can damage to this plexus, and the problem is achalasia, Hirschsprung disease, gastroparesis, if there is a problem in the mesenteric plexus. Now there are presence of neurotransmitters also, which help in the relaxation and contraction of this smooth muscle, which help in the peristaltic movement, which help in the function of the intestinal smooth muscle. The presence of neurotransmitters are which controlling the motor smooth muscle, acetylcholine and tachykinin. Very important point. There are presence of two neurotransmitters in which help in the relaxation and contraction of this smooth muscle peristaltic movement. The neurotransmitters are acetylcholine and tachykinin, which are the major transmitters that promote contraction, excitation, and nitric oxide in contrast is a neurotransmitter for muscle relaxation, inhibition. So in addition to nitric oxide, there are purine, pituitary adenylate, cyclase activating peptides, and vasoactive intestinal peptides. So neurotransmitters are present which help in the relaxation contraction of this smooth muscle, which help in the digestion in your gut. The neurotransmitter are acetylcholine and tachykinin, which help in the contraction and relaxation, inhibition. Neurotransmitter name is nitric oxide. These are purine, pituitary adenylate cyclase activating peptides, and vasoactive intestinal peptide. So we have learned about the enteric nervous system, which are called second brain of the brain in your gut. It is a complex network of over 100 million nerve cells embedded in the wall of the gastrointestinal tract from esophagus to the rectum. So it is a network of 100 million nerve cells which are present in your gastrointestinal tract. It means from your esophagus to your rectum. So it functions largely independently of the central nervous system to control essential digestive function. So it works independently of the central nervous system. It helps in the food movement, food digestion, food absorption, and release of enzymes and different types of hormones. The enteric nervous system communicates bidirectionally with the central nervous system, and it is influenced by sympathetic and parasympathetic branches of autonomic nervous system. So it communicates bidirectionally with the central nervous system, and it is influenced by both your sympathetic and parasympathetic branches of autonomic nervous system. Means in relaxed stage also, and in stress stage also. Key function, it provides motility, movement, food move through the digestive system with the help of peristaltis and segmentation. It regulates the release of digestive enzymes, hormones, and gastric glands, which help in the digestion. It helps with the absorption, nutrient absorbed from the gut into the bloodstream and lymph vessel. It also help in the manage blood flow and to and from the digestive organs to support nutrient absorption. Enteric nervous system also interact with the with your body immune system in the gut to coordinate function and help in your body defense mechanism. So components of enteric nervous system into two main layers. Layers are also called plexus within the gut wall. So enteric nervous system is organized in two main layers. Layers are called in the enteric nervous system called plexus within the gut wall. First is the mesenteric plexus located between the muscle layer of the gut wall. It primarily control gut motility. Submucosa plexus, we have learned already, situated beneath the mucosa membrane. It regulates secretion and peristaltic movement, means local muscle contraction. So enteric nervous system is called second brains. It can operate on its own to coordinate digestive process, to do all the digestion process even when unconscious. If you're sleeping or not concerned, your body digestion is continuous. So it contains more neurons than the entire spinal cord. Very important point. It contains more than 200 neurons. It contains more neurons than the entire spinal cord and supporting its complex function. It sends sensory information back to the brain and receive input from it, forming the brain gut axis. It is forming the brain gut axis. So enteric nervous system is a nerve network composed of neuron and glial cell that regulate the motor and secretory function of gastrointestinal tract. uh, and if there is any problem, gastrointestinal dysfunction, there is a problem, and diarrhea, dysphagia, constipation, these are the problem. And then non-motor symptom is cognitive impairment, sleeping disorders, mood disturbance, sweat and olfactory disorder, anxiety, pain. So these are the non-motor symptom of enteric nervous system. Enteric nervous system, other neurological disorder are also there. In that, the most common is the Parkinson disease. So we are going to learn about the layer histology of gastrointestinal tracts. Mucosa base, epithelium, basement membrane, lamina propria, muscularis, mucosa, submucosa, inner musculara externa consist of outer longitudinal muscle, inner circular muscle. Muscularis externa. Histology of stomach is consist of chief cell, G cell, which we have to learn. So stomach mucosa, the stomach, in next video we will learn about the histology of a stomach. Kindly watch the next series.